Welcome to the Inspirational Corner with me, your host, Stylisha Bowden, as we encourage you here to live bold, live loud, and live authentically without apology. Welcome to another episode of the Inspirational Corner, everyone. I cannot believe Christmas has passed, so I really want to say happy holidays to everyone and a happy new year in advance, whatever you decide to do for the new year. Can you believe it? We only have a couple of days before the new year comes in. And so if this is your first time listening in to the podcast, I am encouraging you to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel so you will not miss out on any new episodes. And I always encourage you, if you truly enjoy this podcast, to share it with somebody that you know that would love to be inspired by the topics that we cover here on the Inspirational Corner. So today I want to get right into this episode. Today I am talking about choosing your life. And I think this subject is so important, especially for the new year that's coming, which is 2021. We have all kind of had our different emotions and thoughts and, ideas about how we feel about coming into a new year, especially after such a very heavy and emotional year like 2020. It has been a lot. And even for me, it's just been so heavy and just really kind of getting to a place for us deciding on how do we really want to show up? How do we really want to feel? And what type of people and environment do we really want to cultivate and choose to be around for this new year, for this upcoming new year? I think those thoughts and questions are important to ask ourselves because 2020 for me, it took a lot out of me, mentally, emotionally, physically. I just felt like my energy has been drained in a lot of ways. And last week, I was confronted with a lot of different things that came up, for me. And I really got a chance to see people for who they really were. And it really made me reevaluate and reassess what was really important to me. And I always say that I'm never surprised by how people are, because I know when we are under pressure, it would truly bring out people's true identity and true personality. And I believe that is a great thing because it helps you clear the clutter out of your life and kind of detox yourself from the people, things, and stuff that no longer go along with the goals and journey that you have for your life. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's always a good thing. But it really made me realize that I wanted to really focus on having a peace of mind and knowing that my peace of mind and my privacy were truly a non-negotiable. And that was just really a big theme in this year for me that came up constantly over and over again, that my peace of mind is a non-negotiable. So whoever I needed to delete, demote, subtract, add, multiply to my life was really paramount for me. And especially within this month, it seemed like different things and different challenges came up when I decided to make some changes about setting some boundaries around my peace and my privacy. And it really helped me go into this self-awareness journey, and different thoughts kept on coming up in my mind. Like, for 2021, what do I need to do to go into 2021 a different person? And not so much a different person, but to have a new mindset and new thoughts. Since 2020 has been so heavy, I know for me, I know that I wanted to be at peace going into 2021. And so in the last 2 weeks, I just decided to take some time away from social media, which was a great eye-opening thing for me. It really made me realize that I don't need to be on social media as much, which I really don't be on social media a lot at all. I usually only be on social media to post anything about my business for my community, Red Lips and Stilettos, because I truly love that community, and my personal page, it'll be for my writing and stuff like that. But Facebook is not my favorite at all, and I will post some things on there, but it don't be personal things. It's just quotes and stuff like that. But with that said, when I took that time away, I was so happy. It just made me realize that I have been giving too much time and attention and energy to Facebook, first of all, or not Facebook, excuse me, to social media as a whole, that I've been giving too much time and energy to social media. To me, even being on there for 5 minutes is too much for me. I have really became better at really allocating my time on social media, because that was important to me, and not spending hours and hours just scrolling. I don't do that. My focus is when I go into my social media page, I stay on my page, I post what I need to post, and I get off of it. And I think that has been very therapeutic for me. And because I decided to spend these 2 weeks in focusing on knowing that I just want to have a peace of mind, of course, I was challenged. Of course, different things came up to challenge my idea and theory, right? It's so funny. You say you want to do something or you want to change something, you're going to be tested, period, point blank. You are truly going to be tested. And I was truly tested at different points, and even within this week. And it was funny. And so I had to step back. And when I felt the anxiety, and when I felt the fear, and when I felt different things or different people coming up against my boundary of peace, I would resort to implementing more self-care. And I realized how that changed my mood and really uplift me. And so I learned a lot of different lessons, and I truly realized that we have the power to choose the life that we want to live. A lot of times we don't choose our life. We allow other people to dictate to us or tell us what is best for us, because we don't have a sense of who we are. We're not spending that intimate time to really get to know ourselves daily, because who you were last week is not who you are this week, because you're growing. Hopefully you're choosing to grow every day with new thoughts and new ideas and new circumstances that are presented to you. You are changing. And one thing I realized, fear is an ugly thing. Fear will come up, but we sometimes, and I know I can speak for myself, I have allowed fear to stagnate me and stop me from really living in my truth and really being true to who I am, or people pleasing, trying to please other people and not wanting to hurt their feelings. But in the opposite, you're really hurting your feelings, because you're not really living the life that you really want to live, because you're trying to be this cookie cutter image of what somebody else wants you to be, or you're allowing other people's controlling behavior stop you from really making and setting the tone for your life. And being confronted with all those three things, I realized how important this episode was about choosing your life, or making a choice for 2020 to be the year where you saying, I'm going into 2020 how I want to go into it. If you choose to visit family or not, or, yes, social distance and be safe, or you choose to just stay in your room and listen to music, whatever you decide to do, my thing was I wanted to do something that was going to make me happy. It wasn't going to be exhausting for me. And it's not about pleasing other people. And sometimes you have to disappoint other people in order for you to be happy. And the more I grow within myself and the more confidence that I have within myself. I don't mind disappointing other people. I don't mind telling other people no and having a firm no and saying yes to the things I desire and want in my life unapologetically. And I realized that, and I know how I wanted to spend my new year. And me discussing or explaining or having a long thought out conversation with somebody about it, I just didn't need to, because I am a grown up and I do definitely confident in the decisions I make for myself, because, I truly, you know, truly pray about everything in my life. So getting that seal of approval for other people to validate what I wanted to do, I truly feel like at this point in my life, I don't need that. So in order to choose the life that we really want, I believe we have to be intentional about doing it. And so I want to give you like 3 principles that I believe is going to help you choose your life for 2021. Because 2020 has been so heavy and so much, I just feel like going into 2021 with some lightheartedness and a little ease and effortless, and being giving yourself some grace and being not so hard on yourself and being delicate and compassionate with yourself. I think that's important, and not feeling like you got to start January off grinding and working hard. I don't even say that word grinding, but I say working hard and going hard. And you don't have to, because 2020 has been so hard for me and been so much. I just want to go into my new year at peace, with ease, with lightheartedness, and whatever I decide to do that day, or whatever direction me and my daughter take, then it will be enjoyable for us. It's not going to be nothing hard, because this year within itself has been hard enough. So I'm not setting the expectation of myself that, oh, January, I've got to do this for my podcast. I got to do this. I have my main things that I want to focus on, which means that I will be spending a lot less time on social media, because that energy and time that I put on social media is really draining to me. And I really realized that when I wasn't on social media in these last couple of weeks. And I realized how happy and how excited I was, and I had a lot more energy. And so, with that said, I think these 3 principles are going to help you choose your life. The first principle is your peace is your priority, period. It's nobody else's priority to bring peace to you. The environments that you're in and the people that you're around, if they have a sense of calmness to themselves, that's a bonus. But it's so important that you cultivate peace within yourself, because it starts from within, because you already have it within yourself. Most of the time we'll look outside of ourselves for things, but you have that peace within you, and you have the power that God has given you to cultivate that gift within you, which is peace. It's given to all of us. It's just up to us to tap into it. So your peace is your priority. That's principle number 1. Principle number 2 is you don't have to explain yourself to anyone at all. You don't have to convince other people to jump on board with the things that you are choosing for your life. I think it's important for you to validate your own feelings, kind of really dive deep and connect with your feelings and figure out why you're doing the things you do. And if you feel at peace about the journey and the why, then everybody else's cosign is not needed. And for me, I truly believe as long as God and my relationship, my spiritual relationship, and for me, I let God guide me. As long as I feel a peace within that mindset, then everything else, it trumps everybody else's opinions. And I know I am an adult, I am grown, and that I am very capable enough to make my own decisions and stand firm and confident in my decisions, then that's all that matters to me. So I think that's important. And the principle number 3 is that life is beautiful. I mean, we have ups and downs. Life can be ugly at times too, but life is so expansive and really too expansive that um is not meant to be waste on mediocre things, mediocre people, and just kind of going through what I say an insanity circle and just wasting precious time with things we don't like to do, people we don't want to be involved with anymore, and environments that we don't want to be a part of. I think for me, 2021 is about living a life that's more true to me. And every day, because I'm growing and I'm expanding and I'm constantly learning new things, I want to live a certain lifestyle. I want to be around certain people that inspire me and motivate me. And if I'm not getting that, I am no longer feeling guilty. And I no longer feel guilty about removing myself from those environments that I don't feel like I'm being fed in. If I have to, pay for the different environments that I need to be in, what I mean is if I need to invest in myself, like join certain groups or get a life coach or therapy or whatever I need to do to cultivate what I'm hungry for and to build me in a better way, that is what I do. Because I realize for me as being a writer, I need to be a part of a writing community to, to stay motivated about my writing. Because, when I got the clarity and kind of reflected and kind of reassessed some things, I realized I need to work on my book project. I have not I write on my blog, but I am not focused enough the way I should be to start focusing on my book project. And so that means I will be spending less time on social media. I shouldn't be plugged into social media, as much that I have been, so I can dedicate more energy and time to the things that I really need to do and that I really want to do for 2021. And so me investing money into being a part of a writing community is going to help me get focused on my writing. And I just realized that was my answer. And for me, getting back reconnected, focusing back on my interior design journey, getting back focused on school is important to me. So because I've made it clear on what I want to focus on, and for me, where I've seen the time wasters and where I don't want to be wasting my time anymore. And like I said, one of those things was on social media, trying to be a part of different groups that are not really doing anything for me, just kind of draining me, and just allowing in and everybody to be added. Like I said, I'm usually mostly on Instagram because I do enjoy Instagram. I enjoy the vibe and the environment on Instagram. I'm not a big Facebook fan, not at all. I really have my profile on there because to stay connected with family, but I don't like Facebook. I think Facebook to me is negative in a lot of ways. However, I don't want to spend, and I haven't been, but I truly definitely don't want to be spending none of my time and energy, my mental, emotional energy on a social media site that I really don't love. And really that takes a lot out from me and out of me. And even on Instagram, I really only want to be posting things that I need to, like I have been. And so because I'm dedicated to start my book project and be more focused on that, connecting with a community and really be focused on my interior design journey, that's important for me and my discipline. So I believe that when you work these three principles about, knowing that peace is your priority, you don't have to explain what you're doing to anybody. You don't have to get other people's approval to co-sign on the life that you desire. You have a right to set up boundaries around your peace, around your peace of mind and your privacy. You have that right, and you have that right to demote and remove anybody or anything that is not being a healthy element to your new journey. It's okay to do that. I think that's what I've learned the most this month. And like I said before, the other principle, which was the last one, which was you don't have to waste your time on doing mediocre things that you don't want to do, dealing with mediocre people and whatever you think is wasting your time. every day you have a choice, and every minute and moment you can go in a different direction, and you don't have to explain and stop every 5 to 10 minutes to explain yourself and let people know, oh, this is the direction I'm going in. That's too much energy, which can be allocated somewhere else. I am in a mindset now of the importance of choosing your life is really, really important to me at this time. Choosing, being very clear on what I am choosing for 2021 as I am leaving 2020. And because I did decide in these last 2 weeks that I wanted to choose peace, to slow down, to just let things be lighthearted, it has changed a lot of things. It has made me be self-aware of some of the chaos that I was bringing to certain situations too. And it really helped me get clear on changing my mindset and changing different things in different ways that I want to handle going into 2021. And I believe like our life is meant to be enjoyed every single day. In spite of the challenges that we may have, truly, I believe we are meant to be on this earth and not to just work so hard and have so much going on that we don't get to enjoy our life. I think, like I said, I believe in 2020, it's been so heavy and so hard in 2020 that jumping into next year, jumping into January, trying to grind and do and work and be hard and go hard. And I just think that's too much. I think it's overwhelming. For me, I know it's overwhelming. So I know in January, I'm giving myself the gift of lightheartedness, fun, enjoyment. I said I definitely didn't want to read any personal development books going into 2021. I just want to relax and just enjoy each moment for January and let it set a pace. I will be focused on my, like I said, interior design schooling and doing that, and and figuring out my schedule for the podcast. But I'm not trying to be like, oh, I gotta go hard. I just feel like 2020 has been hard enough. So I believe that we all have a duty and responsibility to live an organic version of our life instead of a processed version of what other people want us to live, and be in this cookie cutter mode. Say that 3 times. A cookie cutter mode of what other people want us to be, because I believe that we all get our own blank canvas, and the blank canvas is our life, and God will give us all the tools which is the paint brushes and the paint and everything we need to create this masterpiece. And at any time we can reinvent, recreate, or go in another different direction if we're not happy with what we've created. And I think we get so focused on trying to live in this certain image instead of choosing the life that we really want. And I think we get caught up in not understanding that we can choose to hit the pause button, hit rewind, move forward, to go in these different paths and directions, that we don't have to stay in this one. We don't have to be one way. There's no one way or right way in life to do your life, that God has created your individual and unique DNA blueprint for your life. I truly believe that. And so it's our duty and responsibility to start choosing our life. And I think after 2020, we all can start making intentional efforts to really be mindful and really say, 2021, I am going to choose my life. Of course, I cannot control outside forces and outside things, but I will be choosing my life for 2021. I don't need anybody to validate or co-sign what I'm doing. I really don't need to explain what I'm doing. I feel like if you're over 21, you're grown. So you definitely do not need you should not feel the need to validate yourself or explain yourself to other people. I'm truly a believer, especially for this new year coming up and the things that I have kind of evolved through, especially within these 2 weeks, about protecting my peace and my privacy, is that my no has to be firm and my yes has to be unapologetic. I hope you all have truly enjoyed this episode, because I felt like it was so important to talk about choosing your life for the new year and the upcoming year, and just taking authority over your life. I thought that was so important to express, and I'm just wishing you all a happy new year and a beautiful week. And you already know, here at the Inspirational Podcast, we always encouraging you to live your authentic life and be unapologetic about the life you want to live. And I just want to say this: I am truly excited about next year, especially next month, because that will be the Inspirational Corner Podcast 1 year anniversary. Can y'all believe it? 1 year. It's been a year. I started in January because the beginning of this year, I had the mindset of I can't continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, because I was truly living in an insanity circle at the beginning of this year. And I said, well, I'm going into my new year differently. And, that is when the podcast was manifested. And I can't believe it's already been 20 plus episodes that I've already done. And that next year it'll be the 1 year anniversary of the Inspirational Corner. I'm so excited. And so you all just continue to listen up and listen out on new things that I have planned, and just working on a new schedule that's really going to be beneficial for me, because I know my focus for next year, and I don't want to spread myself thin at all next year. I'm all about my personal self-care and peace of mind next year. So I don't think I will be doing a podcast on a weekly basis, and I think I kind of veered off from that anyway, especially within this year. So I will keep you all posted how the podcast will be operating, whether it'll be twice a month or once a month. However I decide to do it, that really will be beneficial for me and for my, like I said, self-care and peace of mind. And so with that said, I am wishing you all a happy new year. I want you to be safe. Take care of whatever you decide to do for your new year. Be at peace with it. Enjoy it. Bring it in the way you want to. And until next year and until the next podcast, I'm wishing you all a great, peaceful, and blessed week, and happy new year in advance.